Whoops. We are live, except for one place. There we go. Go live. How about that? Hey, Sheryl.
Hey there.
Hello, everybody. We are live. This is the Lynn Serrano Show. We're going to be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone. Hey, Sheryl, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. I was just over here, just next thing you know, it's showtime.
You get lost in there.
Yes, we do. Hi, Bob. Thanks for being here with us. We love seeing you on here. So, how was your week?
It went fine. It went.
It went and came and gone. It seems like hump day. You realize now the rest of the week is downhill.
Yeah,
Like, yeah. So, you're just a busy, busy girl. You're just always constantly going.
that's the way to be, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, put it this way. I know that you don't quit. You just keep going and going and going.
You got
So,
to. If you give up, you're done.
yeah. Yeah, I love the topic you picked today. Nothing happens when you quit. I think that's a great topic because like we say, before you quit, at least try.
Yeah. I mean, everybody just bails out, or not at one time or the other. But you know, if you quit, you're getting nowhere. And that's in work, that's in personal, that's in getting old. I've watched many elder people quit and their life ends relatively quickly after that. So quitting never gets you anywhere
Yeah.
except to a dead stop.
Well, it's funny. Well, not funny you say that, but it seems to be true for a lot of people that retire. Once they're out of their schedule, they're usually checked out. I mean, sometimes I think it's because people see what they did for a living or their routine as who they are. They're defined by that. And I think while they were working so hard, they never found who they were or what they wanted to do with the time that they take for retirement. So I think that's one of the problems. Hello, look at that handsome face there, Scott Ricard. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. So I mean that's kind of my take on some of the people I've known that have retired. It's like, they were so used to what especially if somebody retires like from a job for 30 years, 40 years, they waited so long and waited so long, and then the time gets here, and now what?
And that, it happens to a lot of people. It's, you know, oh, as you know, we raised a lot of parents. The ones that stayed active lived to be the oldest. And I mean, my grandmother lived to be 93, but she
Wow.
was active. I mean, did she run laps? No, but she was always up going outside. She was working in the garden at 93. So it
Just
just, it's what you do. And I know a lot of it's genetics, don't get me wrong. But a lot of it's just your willpower and what you do with life.
I could agree with more. I mean, like we get these roadblocks in our life, and then we're like, okay, what do we do? And sometimes people quit right there. They're like, I'm done. I'm done. Instead of saying, this might be a chance to change what I'm doing, or changing the trajectory of what I'm doing, and see it as a new avenue or a new door that's open for them. And I think that that's another way to look at it. It's not you quitting. You have to look and say, hey, I have a chance of doing things different.
And I think people are too quick to quit. I mean, there's things you really do need to stop, okay? But to me, stopping and quitting are two different things. I mean, I can stop doing paperwork, but that doesn't mean I'm going to quit. I'll be back when the time comes. And I think people get that confused a lot of times. Quitting's drawing the line, stopping, you're done, it's over, we're not going there. And it's like now, the quiet quitting that's going on in the workforce. The people that quit doing their best, they're just slowly backing out of a job. So I mean, we can carry that on for hours. Not my forte today, but yeah, I've watched so many people just back out and quit, and I think that's why there's so much suicide going on as there is now, because people's gotten out of reality. They don't know what else to do. They quit seeing their friends. They quit doing a lot of things, and there's nothing left to do but quit life.
Yeah. Well, the structures have changed. There's no doubt about that. And I think more than anything, sometimes I think things look so meto- uh, like it's just so overwhelming. And because it's so overwhelming, people don't take it a step back. Like, you've said it before many times, you don't eat an elephant, one bite at a time, right? Same
Don't
thing
do it.
else. So instead of saying I got to quit, how about just taking a step back? It's like when you do a jigsaw puzzle or something. You've been playing it with it and you're playing. So, you've been doing it so much that you can't see a piece where it fits. And I used to do that with my dad. He'd get mad and I'd bring puzzles when we go to Puerto Rico and he'd go, you know what? Don't bring no more puzzles. These are hard. And then he'd go away and then he'd come back and he'd be like, because it was the thing, like if I got 5 pieces and he got one, that would piss him off. So, then he'd come back and he's got, look, I got 5 pieces. So I think it was a competitive thing. But again, sometimes you have to stop what you're doing and literally take a break, not quit, but take a break and then come back. Like I'll play those little mind games like Candy Crush or things like that. And I'm like, I'm literally stuck. But then I come back a couple days later and it just fits. It just fits.
Well, Mom would quit the puzzles too, but it was because she couldn't find a particular part. But somebody I know had two pieces in their pocket, and I was bad. I was really bad. I was always
So
gonna do the last piece of the puzzle, so I always stuck two pieces in my pocket. And it always seemed like that was the piece Mom was wanting. But yeah, she's probably looking down on me now, calling me all kind of names.
that wasn't fair. You were not playing that, girl.
No,
You
I
were.
didn't say a thing about this program was about fair. It's about quitting.
I think Scott Ricard, exactly. Never quit, take a break and take a breath. I love that. It can be as simple as that, but we allow our brains and our minds to continuously go on that hamster wheel that we can think of we can think of 101 reasons why to quit doing something. And then there goes the excuses. All of them are excuses. So why don't you take that column, leave that alone, and say, what's all the reasons why I should?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of all the reasons why you should, then you're starting to be able to be creative. You're able to look at things and say, hey, I didn't think of it that way. And I don't know if this is fitting right now, and this is a sloppy cut, but I just did it a few minutes ago. But letting go has nothing to do with quitting. Ask yourself, am I sticking it out or am I staying stuck? You know yourself best.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I mean, we get stuck in the same programming, same records keep playing. And so, again, don't see what happens if you don't quit. See what happens when you finish. And it's accomplished. You feel accomplished when you're able to finish something, a task. And sometimes you finish it and might be half-assed, but guess what? You say, I finished it. Not saying like my book. I half-assed maybe wrote it, but I finished it. I didn't quit. I said I was going to do it, and I did it. And that's just the case in point.
But and that's where we as leaders need to help our employees, our friends. I mean, you're a leader to everybody that's in your community. You need to help them not quit. You need to help them see it, because a lot of times you're so, I see people so depressed they can't think for themselves. So some days you just have to pick up the ball and help them.
And
And that's kind of the way I feel about life. That's my purpose here, is to help people get where they're going.
I love that. And it is a thing to me. What came to mind right now is you got to give a person a reason, or you got to give yourself a reason why you should and not why you shouldn't. And if you focus on the reason why you should, then, Lynn, appreciate the video. Aw, well, happy birthday, Jerry. It is Jerry's birthday. I was going to play it here, but with the correct advisement, I didn't play it here.
Well,
So
he's on here. He can tell you if he wants you to put it
yeah,
on.
can I play that little video right here, Jerry? Let me know yes or no, because I'd love to play that little video. But again, Jerry, happy birthday to Jerry. And Jerry's just he's a mentor and a friend, and I love him. And it's one of those things where we do have to look at the reasons why, and we forget to ask yourself, why did you start this? Why did you want to do this? And oh, he said it's okay, yay! So last year he was pivotal in me saying I was going to write a book, and he kept me accountable. And I'm like, I could think of a lot of reasons. He even gave me an editor to use, and she didn't see my emails, and I wasn't going to wait for her. I was like, no, Jerry, I was accountable to Jerry and Brian, and I'm going to do this. And again, it was the point of, I'm going to do this regardless. And I lived to tell. I survived it. But I'm telling you, I had a list of reasons why it couldn't be done. And that wasn't the point. The point is to stick by what you say and do. And that's important. And so, but anyhow, you were saying, Sheryl?
I thought you were going to put it up.
Oh, I was just waiting for what you had to say, because I'm going to have fun with that in a minute.
Go ahead.
Oh, I can do it? Okay. I want to do this little happy birthday for Jerry.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, it's just short and sweet. I just love Jerry. And you got to have people like Jerry and Sheryl in your corner. You got to find those people that they don't sugarcoat it. They tell you how it is. And you also know that they love you. They're not being assholes. They're being sincerely coming from the right place. I mean, there's plenty of assholes out there, and don't listen to them. But the people that love you, go to them. Have them give you a swift kick in the ass when you need it. And if not, maybe I could hook you up with my friend Jerry. I don't know. But seriously, don't quit. It's not the world needs for you to show up, because even if you half-ass do a book like I did or whatever, it's still an example to somebody else that it can be done with all excuses. You're an example, and actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, hey, I wrote mine too, but I didn't run it through another editor, but I did edit it myself. So.
Well, regardless, but you didn't do what I did. Oh, I'm going to write a book. Oh, I'm going to do it in such and such a day.
I wrote one in one day, Lynn.
Well, that's what I did. I wrote my book in 1 day and a half, but it was how am I going to publish it? What do I got to do? All the other excuses that took more time.
We published another one for Jerry yesterday.
Did you? Awesome. I'm going to want to hear about that one. Absolutely. So,
yeah, the thing is, again, quitting is just, it's never particularly been in my style. So, but I've seen so many people back out of life, and I don't mean literally. I mean, they back out of where they need to be. And a lot of it, like you say, it's the older people, they do that, but there's a lot of younger kids that are backing out now. And that's where my fear lies. Where are they going to be in 30 years if they don't pick themselves up? Or are they going to be?
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's why I challenge myself every day to say, I'm not happy where I want to be. And, but again, if I don't think of where I want to be, how am I going to get there? If I stop quitting and just go to the day to day, I have no sense of direction of where I'm going.
Yeah.
And so again, that's quitting on myself. That's quitting on where I want to be. And so there's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't quit, and you should take smaller bites, take a step back, take a time to say, oh, okay, it's going to take a little bit longer or whatever, but but again, I'm kind of doing that with my website and stuff now. I'm just putting a deadline on it. But I do realize that sometimes deadlines are not being realistic when you don't when it's outside of you to have other people help you or this or that. You have to then be patient and say, okay, I need to wait for the right people to come by, or this or that. So,
What's
but
going
that
to
doesn't.
happen if you don't get it done? You're not going
Right,
to.
right.
You'll get it done, but do it right.
Right. And it may be delayed, but that doesn't mean because it's delayed that I should quit the idea of getting it done. And that's where I'm at right now with my site and stuff. It's like I could half-ass do this, but it's not going to be done the way I want it to either. But I'm working on it. I'm not giving up on it. I'm working on it. And that's the same thing that gets everyone frustrated, is working on things. And you may not be on the same time schedule, but it always comes when it's supposed to be done. And then you can always be happy to say, I didn't quit that dream or that idea. And I took it to fruition and seen where it was going to go.
Yeah.
And so again, find small things. Sometimes if I don't feel like it, or I'm having a day where I'm in a lot of pain, I will focus on a list of to do little things so that I at least have my morale of getting something done. So I give my own self my own little participation awards. But shit, if that's what I got to do for my brain, that's what I'm going to do for it. It's even,
It works.
yeah. So do something. Don't quit on the idea. I always think that there's always many ways of doing things. I was bedridden with my last two daughters, and I was supposed to do bed rest, not do anything. And I found a lot of creative ways to get things done, even though I wasn't supposed to. But, don't limit yourself. See how you can do things. And you'll be glad you did, because you at least said, okay, couldn't do it this way, but I can do it that way. And you didn't quit. That's the bottom line. I think that's why I like I like them and I don't like them, is all these brain games of how much water here to there to get the other gallons and things like that. I like them, but I don't like them. It's just because it allows me to think. And one thing I've learned at this age is that as long as I don't panic and I at least try, it allows me to see what I'm made of. And so
Now, I
anyways,
like those games. I think they keep your mind sharp, and you're thinking outside the box a lot of times. And I think that's what keeps me more active than anything else. Is I'm not real sure there is a box. Okay, I'm not sure either that, or I've always been outside and not in. But I'm not real sure I have a box. So, and I guess that's a lot of why I don't quit. I stop things. If you saw my desk and that cabinet over there of things that have yet to be continued, and they'll get done. As long as I exist long enough, they'll get done. They're not that important, or they wouldn't be laying over there. So the only person they're important to is me. And so one day I'll finish it. It's just, like I say, if I live long enough. If I don't, somebody else has got a heck of a mess to deal with.
well, I think what I just got out of what you said is definitely give yourself some grace, and grace and kindness. At least, when you have 5 minutes, oh shoot, let me go through this, and you can sift through what you need to on the downtime. So again, there's just a lot of ways don't look at the word quit. Look at how can I do this, or how can I, it's on to the to-do list. Keep it on the to-do list, but not the quit list. You'll regret it, and you'll never know what ends up happening. And that's what I love about inspiring stories. So Sheryl, thank you so much for this topic. We could have gone on another hour, but we are beyond our time frame here. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you as always, Sheryl, for being here. I love you. Jerry, happy birthday, and stay right there. Have a good one, everybody. See you next week.
You're like a circle that floats around me.